Tonight, we're looking back as this year's wildfire season winds down, including the major fires from this year and the impact they had. Plus, we're taking a closer look at the unique ways that wildland fire crews are implementing modern technology into the firefight and how it protects crews on the ground. And we'll meet a family who's still rebuilding after losing their home 3 years ago in the Holiday Farm fire, how they're working to make their new home fire resistant. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for NBC16 News at 5. I'm Alan Matthews. Wildfire season got off to an early start this year. The first big blaze in our area was the 7K fire southwest of Veneta toward the end of May. Crews attacked it from the ground and from the air, dropping buckets of water and keeping the fire contained to about 350 acres. Over the next few months, we saw plenty more fires popping up throughout our region, from the Haight Creek fire near Veneta to the Tyee Ridge complex in Douglas County, northwest of Roseburg. The largest fires in our area were the Bedrock and Lookout, both burning in the Willamette National Forest, causing smoky conditions for miles and forcing many people to evacuate from their homes in eastern Lane County. Now, the Lookout fire threatened hundreds of buildings, including the Tokatee Golf Course. The course was close enough to the fire that aircraft were using the course's water to make drops. As of today, crews have the Lookout fire 50% contained, which is where firefighters go past the lines to remove flammable materials and make sure nothing is hot. The Bedrock fire to the southwest is 98% contained. And right now, according to the state's fire dashboard, there are still more than 30 active fires burning in Oregon. And altogether, the dashboard says over 120,000 acres have been burned. That's equivalent to nearly 200 square miles. This afternoon, we got some numbers from the Oregon Department of Forestry. They say they've spent $37 million fighting wildfires this year. That total is just for fires on ODF land. So what about the cause of these wildfires? Well, officials in Douglas County say more than half of them were caused by people. This has been an ongoing trend over the past few years with fires in Douglas County. Human-caused fires often include both vehicles and equipment. Fire Chief Rob Bullock reflects on the importance of following local regulations and maintaining safe activities when in dry conditions.
With the wildfires, every year, it's close to 70% of all of our natural cover fires are human-caused in some way, be it an equipment failure, illegal burning, leftover fires from, burns earlier on, escaped controlled burns.
The biggest fire in Douglas County this year was from the Tyee Ridge complex. The fire was caused by lightning and burned nearly 8,000 acres. Right now, crews are looking into the mop-up process as weather permits. Well, firefighters are using high-tech tools to combat the hotter and faster-moving wildfires across Oregon. NBC16's Juliet Smith went up the Tyee Mountain to see how new unmanned aerial system technology has developed safer and more efficient firefighting efforts.
Wildland firefighters, in hand with these drones, have the ability to save more lives, communities, and taxpayer dollars. David McConnell is the drone and lead unmanned aerial system pilot for Grayback Forestry. He's been providing drone intelligence to other wildland firefighters at the Tyee Ridge Complex fire in Umpqua since day 4.
The real-time intelligence gathering capabilities of the drone is game-changing.
He began using drones in 2020 after spending 11 years fighting wildfires on the ground. He says they're very dependable. The UAS can fly about 1,600 feet from the original takeoff point. There's 3 GPSs and 6 wings made of heat-resistant material.
Limited visibility makes our job that much more dangerous, and being able to see through the smoke or see in the darkness, absolutely. We can see where the fire's at, what it's doing. The infrared capability is mind-blowing, to say the least. So we can go in and we can see exactly what the fire is doing, where the hot spots are, where the attention is needed. And what I'm looking for is these heat signatures. So that one right there is warmer than the surrounding area. Tells me that there's something underground there.
It helps approach troublesome areas faster, like the steep terrain here at the Tyee Ridge Complex fire, and be more prepared when they get there. McConnell says it also helps make important decisions about how to best contain fires in unsafe places for wildland firefighters to access. He also uses a flight app that has the capability of adding tracks and points to the fire map. He airdrops this directly to supervisors to share with the team, with only a 5-minute delay. With the faster, hotter, and more dangerous wildfires in our community, we'll likely see more of these drones in the skies, helping crews work more efficiently. In Umpqua, I'm Juliette Smith reporting.
Let's move now to weather with a live look over Eugene this evening. NBC16 meteorologist Jennifer Herbert joins us in the Weather Center. Of course, yesterday you were talking about the potential of rainfall today and how minimal it was going to be. And lo and behold, you have the numbers to back that up.
I do, yeah. Most places didn't even see any accumulation. Roseburg, though, the big winner in western Oregon, picked up just under 500ths of an inch. We still do have quite a bit of cloud coverage out there this evening. Now, as we go into the extended forecast, we're going to see much more chances for rain. We'll see sunny skies for the next 2 days, but then as we go into Saturday afternoon, I believe this is when that rainfall is going to arrive, and then we'll see a better chance of that rain for Sunday and Monday. Here's the system we're talking about. We're seeing our jet stream dip down. That's actually going to drive this atmospheric river straight into western Oregon, and this could potentially be the end of wildfire season thanks to the amount of rainfall we are expecting to get. And so as we go into Friday and Saturday, we'll see a dry and sunny end to summer. Fall will bring in the start of our rainy weather, and we'll continue to see this rainfall into the work week. Alan?
All right, thank you so much, Jennifer. Well, we've been looking back at this year's wildfire season, but what about years to come? One of the big tools that forest officials used is controlled burns. They've been used for centuries, including Native Americans who have launched or influenced landscapes across the state for millennia. NBC16's Angela Yamamoto went to Coyote Oaks to learn more about these burns.
It's the ultimate game of playing with fire. Prescribed burns are a valuable tool for maintaining forest health and reducing risks to public safety. Amanda Rao, prescribed fire coordinator at the Oregon Department of Forestry, has worked on fires since 1999. She says controlled burns are benefiting the ecosystem for a host of reasons.
It's serving functions that a lot of other activities like thinning or mowing really can't achieve. And what that is transforming that dead and live fuel into nutrients that benefit the soil and the plants.
How and when the burns commence can be variable, but one thing is for certain. It all begins with a test fire.
We're putting a little bit of fire on the ground to test out how it behaves and how well it consumes the fuel, which is the live and dead vegetation on the ground that we're wanting to transform into nutrients for the soil and plants.
Once the test fire exhibits the behavior the team anticipates, they commence with ignitions. A special blend of fuel is utilized with 3 parts of diesel and 1 part unleaded gasoline. This combination allows the ignition squad to have the perfect amount of long and short burning.
If we used all unleaded, it would be too flammable. If we used all diesel, it would not be flammable enough. And that mixture is put into canisters, which are called drip torches.
Each drip torch holds a gallon of the mixture and houses a wick which becomes saturated with fuel. This allows for the burn mix to reach the ground.
The test fire was determined to be successful, meaning that it's meeting objectives and it's controllable and the smoke is going where we want it to go. So we've commenced with ignitions. You'll see people on the edge and they're lighting off the line while they're wetting it down to make sure it doesn't spread outside of the unit. But there's folks also interior and they're filling in the middle and sending fire back to what was already lit, which is now mostly gone out and is black and not burnable anymore.
Landowner Derek Johnson says they've been waiting on this burn for 15 years.
It took a lot of work and a little momentum to finally have it come together. And when you see what these folks do, you can understand there's a lot of moving parts and a lot of very talented people out here. So to get them to come out to our property and do what they're doing, it really is magical.
So you see these areas that have been mowed out underneath the oak trees to protect them and to keep fire from climbing up into the oaks too much. But it's also for control purposes so that on the line you don't have too much fuel that allows things to climb up into the trees.
The extreme carefulness and mitigation of prescribed burns are beneficial to the decretion of wildfires. The crew's dedication to forestry will benefit the future generations to come.
I'm really excited to see what comes along in the next 2 or 3 years. This is just a start, and we're going to see what we can do about restoring this habitat to what was long, long ago.
Reporting from Coyote Oaks, I'm Angela Yamamoto.
Now, to learn more about burns in our area, just head to our website at NBC16.com. Wildland firefighters will end up taking a pay cut if the federal government shuts down. The government is inching closer to a shutdown if the House of Representatives cannot pass a continuing resolution. Firefighters got a pay increase at the beginning of this year, but it was a temporary increase set to expire at the end of this month. Congress has been working on extending that increase, but it is currently at the mercy of the funding package, which needs to pass by the end of next week. Senator Jeff Merkley has pushed for a long-term extension to the pay.
We cannot afford to lose our firefighting force. In fact, we need to be a year-round force. And when they're not fighting fires, they're doing forest management. So that vision is completely damaged if we fail to keep the government open or we fail to sustain this pay.
Merkley said the Biden administration proposed a temporary 3-month extension to the plan, which would give Congress until the end of the year to finalize a permanent solution. Well, coming up on NBC16 News at 5, we're continuing our look at wildfire season. We'll hear from experts about how you can protect your home. Plus,
3 years on from the Holiday Farm fire, the Mackenzie River corridor continues to rebuild. But I came out here today to find out what lessons learned then can help homeowners now.